Joining us right now is Mr. Sandeep Pathak. He's a Aam Aadmi Party member of Parliament, and he too is part of the 27, up tak 27, who have been suspended. Now, Mr. Pathak, good evening. My first question is, I'm sure this is your first suspension, is it?
Correct. This is my first suspension.
How does it feel?
Well, in the current scenario, I feel privileged.
So the way this protest is going on, I mean, the government says that starting Monday, they are going to have a discussion or a debate on price rise, with 27 of you not in Parliament. So do you think that this price rise debate will have any meaning?
Well, I believe I have been suspended for this week, which effectively means it's for today only. So from Monday onwards, many of our colleagues should be available for discussion. And if they have been suspended for whole entire session, then that's a matter of concern. I certainly believe that the discussion must go on, and they should better floor manage. I mean, you know, this place is for discussion, and suspending this way 27 is a big number, I would say. Entire Rajya Sabha, I belong to Rajya Sabha, I'm from Rajya Sabha. If you say it's totally empty, most of them have been suspended. So I don't see any point if you suspend people and run this kind of discussion or conversation in Parliament. So yeah, you are right. It will have an impact.
Sandeep ji, one of the things that has been said by the Treasury benches is that the sort of response of MPs inside Parliament is not justified. The manner in which you are protesting or raising your voice is not justified. You're not letting the House function. How would you respond?
Well, Sanket ji, I must tell you that I am so new, and I also used to think the same way when I used to look from outside before I became an MP. And I used to think what these MPs are doing. They should participate in debate and discussion. Why are they wasting taxpayers' money? That was precisely my thought as well before I entered into the House. But I must tell you that if you don't allow to raise your concern, if there is something serious has happened, let's say, for example, one in Gujarat illicit liquor case where more than 75 people have died, that's an official number. An unofficial number, it could go anywhere. And the situation is very grim if you go on the ground, and there is nobody to raise the voice. Well, in such a scenario, I mean, such a cases deserve a discussion on the matter. So I simply asked for discussion on this issue, and this could have been dealt fairly. Similarly, the GST was the issue. It is a matter of national concern. So if you don't run the discussions on such issues, then a protest is very obvious, and it's a fundamental right. And the way it's been protested, I mean, the simplest way of protesting is to just raise your voice and request for the discussion. So it's a very standard practice, I believe.
Mr. Pathak, we've seen that the government tries to, yeah, you were saying, sorry.
It's the primary responsibility lies with the government to manage the entire session and the floor. They should have reached out to the concerned member. They should have tried to discuss the matter.
No, but then the government says that how do we reach out to a very adamant opposition which does not want any consensus?
See, if you see
according to the government, they've made those efforts. So I ask you, have those efforts been made? Or has Parliament been held hostage to political egos?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, that had there been a serious effort, this could have been resolved, because it's not a big political battle if you see. There are some serious issues with Gujarat illicit liquor case and GST. They could have, had they conducted this session properly and had they run the discussion, they could have held discussions for a few days or couple of days or at least one day properly. Then the rest of the remainder of the session would have gone very fairly easily. And I must tell you, most of the my colleagues who have been suspended, who are asking for the debate, are very gentlemen. They are very sincere people. It's not that like for me, I mean, can you believe I have been entire all my life professional, and I'm genuinely a patriotic. I would not even wish to waste a single rupee of the taxpayers. I would want a serious discussion. The issue is that discussions are not allowed. So they have to manage it better. And I think had they tried, had they attempted, this could have been worked out.
two things that I want to ask you. You see, on Thursday and Friday, we saw that the BJP MPs themselves, including ministers, they did not allow the House to function. They created the ruckus. So if ruckus is a parameter on which opposition MPs are being suspended, do you think that the BJP should suspend its own, or the chair must suspend ruling party MPs as well?
Well, in that parameter, in that sense, the yardstick should be same for everyone, I would say. But you see, that is not the key issue. The key issue is that there are two very serious issues that the discussion should be allowed on the floor. It's a GST and it's a Gujarat matter. They cannot run away. And okay. I also witnessed the same thing what you just pointed out, that the Treasury bench people came up and they started shouting. The ruckus was created in both the houses. I was told by one of my colleagues that this is unprecedented, that this is happening. But this did happen. But that's okay. That's okay. The main point is that if the government wants, they can manage the entire flow. People are very sincere. Members are very sincere. They want to discuss. But let's say more than 75 people have died in Gujarat, right? I have personally visited the hospital. I also request you to go and visit the hospital. And
so where NDTV has sent a team, we are reporting extensively on what is happening in Gujarat and the Hooch tragedy, which is why I want to ask you, do you feel and are you alleging that you are being prevented as a political entity from raising this issue in Parliament by the BJP?
Well, of course. I mean, they should have a debate on the matter. And the irony is that the Gujarat has given so many BJP parliamentarians. No one has guts or no one has that much empathy towards those who have lost their lives to raise the issue. None of them raise the issue. For them, it does not matter at all. And 75 official number is not a small number. This number could go anywhere. And I must tell you one more thing. The government officials have found illicit liquor in the house of the district in charge of the BJP. They're not taking action on this. What all they are doing is they're suspending some SPs, some police officials who have nothing to do. They're all under their political masters. And it is said that if you go to Gujarat, you can find any city, in any village you go, you can find illicit liquor everywhere. And I must tell you, for the sake of viewers' knowledge, that Gujarat is a state where it's been officially prohibited.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Sandeep Pathak, thank you very much for joining us, and enjoy your first suspension. That's all we can say.
I hope to come back, and I wish to discuss the important matters, and I hope the government understand and they resolve the issue.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Pathak, for joining us. Thank you.